Epifanes Multi Marine Primer is a quick drying single part primer that is suitable for use on a wide range of substrates. It's easy to apply, gives a great finish, bonds well, and is a great general all-round primer. In this video we're going to take a quick look through the basics that you'll need to know in order to apply it. Multi Marine Primer is a pretty well universal all-round product that will work well for almost all of the priming applications you could need to do on your boat. Consider it the Swiss Army knife of primers. It's a single part product, so there are no mix ratios to worry about. Application is therefore quick and user friendly. This primer is suitable only for use above the waterline. It can be used on a wide range of substrates including wood, GRP, steel, aluminium, zinc, and just about any hard surface, providing that it is correctly prepared. It can be used over any existing paint system, which makes it great for spot repairs. It can also be used as a transition coat to seal an existing single part paint system to then allow a two-part polyurethane top coat to be applied. This primer is available in a range of different colours and covers existing marks and patches well, preparing your surface perfectly for your top coat that will follow. Application can be done by either brush, roller or spray, so let's get started on how to do that. Begin preparation by degreasing the surface. This can be done with a number of different products depending on your substrate. Epifanes fiberglass prep cleaner should be used for fiberglass or gel coat. Epifanes cleaning solvent or acetone can be used for steel and aluminium, and the Epifanes spray thinner or acetone can be used for wood. For existing painted surfaces, the Epifanes spray thinner for single part paints should be used. If you are starting with a bare substrate, sand it to the following grits. No finer than 60 grit for steel and aluminium, and no finer than 220 grit for fiberglass, gel coat or wood. Once sufficiently abraded, vacuum off any remaining dust and degrease the surface again. Once the surface is abraded and cleaned, you can begin with your application. You should first thoroughly stir the primer in the tin. If the tin is sat for any length of time, then it is likely that there will be some sediment settled at the bottom. Use a rigid, flat-bottomed mixing stick to agitate this and stir thoroughly until the product is fully blended. Lift the mixing stick up and inspect it to ensure that the product is even down the length of the stick. Decant a manageable amount of primer into a mixing cup by estimating approximately how much you will need for the given area that you are working on. Using smaller volumes decanted more often is preferred as opposed to decanting a large amount in one go. Working directly out of the tin is not recommended. The first coat of primer should be thinned. This will help to increase adhesion to your freshly prepared substrate. The Epifanes brush thinner for single part paints would be my recommendation for this. Thin at 5 to 10% for fiberglass or gel coat, 20 to 25% for steel and wood, and 15 to 20% for aluminium. Add the thinner to the primer by volume in the mixing cup and then stir it in thoroughly. Apply the first coat with a stiff brush, working it well into the surface and brushing in opposing directions to ensure an even film coverage. Each coat of the Epifanes Multi Marine Primer should be allowed to fully dry before applying the next coat. Recoatable times for this primer are a minimum of 24 hours at 10 degrees C or 50 F, 18 hours at 15 degrees C or 59 F, 12 hours at 20 degrees C or 68 F, and 10 hours at 25 degrees C or 77 F. Application below 10 degrees C or 50 F is not recommended. Once dry, sand all primer coats with 220 grit paper before applying further coats. Vacuum off the surface to remove any remaining dust, and then degrease the surface with the Epifanes spray thinner, methylated spirits or denatured alcohol. Once sanded and degreased, you can continue with the application of subsequent coats. Coats 2 onwards no longer require thinning, but if you find the brush or roller is pulling a little, or you would like a little more working time of the paint, then you can thin it. Anything up to 10% with brush thinner would help a little here. At least 2 to 3 coats of primer should be applied for sufficient coverage of the substrate. And for coats 2 onwards, these can be applied by either brush, roller or spray. For spray application, a HVLP gun is recommended and setup should be as follows. Use a 1.5 to 2 mm nozzle, spray at a pressure of 3 to 4 bar or 45 to 60 psi and thin the primer at 10 to 15% using the Epifanes spray thinner for single part paints. All coats should be applied in the same way with spray application. Do not apply wet on wet and allow each coat to fully dry before sanding, degreasing and then applying the next coat. The Epifanes Multi Marine Primer forms a perfect base that is compatible with almost any brand and type of top coat paint. It is ideal for use with Epifanes yacht enamel and monourethane top coats. The Multi Marine Primer can also be overcoated with the 2-part Epifanes polyurethane top coat. If doing this, it needs to be left to fully cure for a minimum of 72 hours at 20 degrees C or 68 F. Longer will do no harm and 1 week would be the ideal time. After that you can sand the surface and begin applying the polyurethane top coat. Take a look at some of my other video guides in which I cover the techniques for applying various top coat products. So there we go, a versatile and easy to use marine primer that is suitable for a wide range of substrates and all existing painted surfaces. It is compatible with both single and 2-part top coats, so all in all covers most bases for your priming needs around the boatyard. If you'd like to learn more about the boat painting process as a whole, then take a look at my online painting course, which you can find linked in the description below this video. Cheers guys, I'll catch you in the next one.